Hey, first grade, Mrs. Havis here to chat a little bit more about reading today. We have been spending so much time talking about different things that we can do to become better at our reading during your third grade year. We've talked about how to find a just right book. We've talked about how to turn and talk virtual style about your book. We've talked about how to write about your book, possibly by using a double entry journal. And last week, we spent a little bit of time talking about how we can make goals to become better readers. So another part of your kind of toolkit to become a better reader is going to be to have a reading conference. And that is going to be with your teacher. And sometimes it's going to be just you and the teacher, where the teacher is conferring with you about your reading. And sometimes it's going to be in a small group. Now, both times, both different types of reading conferences that you're having by yourself or with some of your friends, you are going to have specific roles, right? You're going to have different jobs and tasks that you are to be doing during this reading conference, and so is your teacher. So here are some things that the teacher is going to do. Of course, we're going to start the conversation and say, hey, would you mind sharing with me what you're reading about? And that's going to be kind of explaining what the book is about, and it's also probably going to be some reading. You're going to be reading the book, and then it's our job to listen to you. And during that reading process, when you're reading and we're listening to you, we're going to come up with a teaching point, some feedback to give you. Anytime I want to become better at something in life, not even just reading, but anything, it always helps for me to get feedback from someone else who is watching and listening to what I'm doing. And that feedback could be, hey, great job doing it this way. That's the right way, and you need to keep it up. And probably some of that feedback is going to be, okay, here's something we can work on to make you even better at this skill that you're working on. So we're going to be doing that during our reading conference. We're going to be saying, great job doing this. Here's what I want you to work on next. And we're going to model that teaching point so you know exactly what that feels like and sounds like and looks like. And then we're going to end that reading conference by setting a goal, which is probably going to be tied to whatever that teaching point was. So now that you know what your teacher is going to be doing, you might be wondering, well, what am I going to do during this reading conference time? So I'm going to show you a few videos of some reading conferences, and I want you to really be thinking about, okay, what is the student or students, what are they doing in this video? And then when we're done, you're going to fill in this side of the table and with a list of things that you think you should be doing when we are together, and a list of things that you think you should be working on during that time also. Kind of like our teacher role is over here, and I want to see what you think the reader role is over here. So let's watch a video first. This is going to be similar to what you might experience in a reading conference when it's just you and the teacher. We'll see if this teacher shows us some of the tasks that we talked about when we were looking at the teacher roles.
Hi, Amin. How are you? Thank you for letting me read with you today. So, tell me what book you're reading.
Guess what? Here is where she is inviting him to a reading conference and she's asking him to share about his book. Yep, we definitely talked about that.
Have you ever read this book before? No. Do you choose books a lot that are about things like you're interested in? What made you choose this book about spiders? Yeah, you're interested in spiders? I notice this is a nonfiction book, right? You know what a nonfiction book means? Yeah, it's real. It's giving us information about a spider. Would you mind reading some of this page to me so I can hear what you're learning from this nonfiction book?
Here is where the teacher changes from talking about the book and inviting the student to share about it. Now she's going to listen.
A male spider is smaller than a female spider. When a male spider finds a mate, he must be careful. If the female spider is hungry, she might eat him. So male spiders do a dance or bring an insect to attract a female.
You're doing so great.
A mother spider lays her egg and encloses them in a strong silk egg sac.
Okay, let's stop right here.
In your mind, I hope you're going, oh, I bet we're about to hear about the teaching point. Another note that I wanted you to make in your mind was, what was the student doing during that part? That's something that you'll be filling in as an answer on your It's Learning assignment on that student side.
First of all, I like how when you got a little stuck, you kept reading to the end of the sentence. That's great because you want to keep on reading to the end of the sentence and then go back and kind of think, what's that word?
There's part of her feedback where she's saying, hey, great job doing this. When you don't know a word, you can go to the end of the sentence and it's going to give you more information. So she's telling the student, keep that part up of your reading.
Let's try it again. A mother spider lays her eggs and look for a word in there that you know. Oh, excellent job. This is the word closes. How would you say the end? So put it all together.
Encloses.
Now, her teaching point that she wants him to continue to practice is when he gets to an unknown word, look for a part of the word that he already knows. He already knew the word closes in the unknown word, and then the little beginning was en, and so she just had him add that on to where he was able to figure out the whole word. Now she's going to take it even a step further and make sure that he knows not only how to read the word but also what it means.
A mother spider lays her eggs and
Encloses them in a strong silk egg sac.
okay. Do we know what the word encloses means? This is what we've been talking about today, right? I wonder if we can try out our strategy here. We're going to stop because we don't know what encloses means. And we're going to think about what's happening in this book and in the picture.
Here is where she is beginning to model the teaching point that she has for Amid. She wants him to understand how to use the sentence to figure out what a word means. Now, we're going to stop watching this one because I want to make sure we have time for the small group. But as the video continues, she models how to do that, and then she encourages Amid for the rest of the story when he gets to a word that he doesn't know to use those same strategies that she just taught him. Now let's try a small group. And again, you're responsible for watching what are the students doing.
Okay, I pulled you three together today because I want to work with you on trying to figure out how the characters in our books are feeling.
There's the strategy. She wants to teach them how to analyze characters in their story.
And I know that you talk about feelings in class, right?
Yeah.
When you have health, you talk about using I messages. I saw a chart in your classroom.
Using we messages.
Oh, we messages, yeah. And so part of what's important about understanding people is understanding how they're feeling. And we want to understand our characters in our books too. So we want to think about understanding how they're feeling. So one of the things I do is I read a page really carefully to make sure that I understand what the page is saying. And then I look over at the picture and see if that helps me, because sometimes the way that the character's face looks in the picture helps me understand their feelings.
Yeah.
Okay, can I show you how I do this?
Oh, I hope your mind is going alert, alert. We're about to see some modeling of the teaching point.
All right, so on this first page in this book, Bingo's birthday. Everyone put your eyes here.
I read that already.
You've read this already? Yeah. In this book, remember in the first page? It says, "Happy birthday, Bingo," said Sam. "It is your birthday today. Here is your birthday hat." And I look over at the picture, and she's smiling, so that probably means she's happy.
Or
But
exciting.
I also think she's kind of excited. Like she's looking forward to his birthday.
So the teacher continues to model that on every single page, how she's using all these different clues in the story to figure out what the character might be feeling. That's called analyzing the character. So as she moves through all the pages, she then tells the students that she wants them to look in their own stack of books and to choose a book that has characters in it so that they can practice this teaching point that she has modeled for them. And then she just goes through and she's able to check in with them as they're reading, asking them, are you able to figure out how your character is feeling throughout the text using the tips that I've told you? All right, friends, so now that you've seen some examples of exactly what reading conferences might look like, you're going to go to the assignment And you're going to fill in some answers here for what does the reader do. And if you get kind of stumped, probably you know what some of your tasks and your role is going to be in a reading group. But in case you don't know, just think back to what those other students were doing in our videos. Can't wait to see what you write.